Okay guys, so if you've seen my last two videos, hopefully you know how to find good products on Amazon and also how to track it using the 999 method. If you haven't seen those videos, I'll drop links in the description below. But in this video, I'm going to show you the additional steps I then take to verify whether the product is viable. So I'm going to jump straight onto Amazon. So the first thing I want to show you is a Chrome extension called Amazon Quick View, or should I say it's called, let's get the full name, DS Amazon Quick View. I'll put a link in the description if anyone wants to check it out. It is a free extension. You can buy the premium version for $12.99, but the free one does the job, to be honest. So what I'm going to do is just chuck a seasonal product in Amazon to kind of really overemphasize what I'm trying to demonstrate with my product verification technique. So let's put in inflatable swimming pools. If you're in the UK, you know these are seasonal, very seasonal. So what you'll see is this Chrome extension. There's a little icon there. It adds this hover functionality to the listing. So if you had the premium version, it would show you charts from camel directly on the Amazon website. As I'm using the free version, I have to actually manually click the links and go to the camel website to see what's going on. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to choose one of these products at random. Let's try this one. So I'm going to click, the first thing I'm going to do is look at the BSR, so the bestseller rank history. Now the reason I want to see this is this will help show me a couple of things. One is seasonality, and two is whether it's a new product that's launched recently, because you can see whether the product's been sold for a couple of months or it's been sold for 5 years. So for this one, it looks like it's been selling for quite a few years, all the way back to 2011 it shows on the graph there. And you can see some peaks and troughs in this graph. So what I like to do is just go to the 1 year view, because I find that allows me to zoom in a bit better and see where the seasonality really is. So I would expect this trend will be, good in the summer and then low in the winter. And as this graph is showing, you can see there, as soon as you kind of get past August, September time, which is when, September is probably the last warm month of the year in the UK, you can see the bestseller rank is dropping off significantly. And Christmas time, December, January, in the middle of winter, the bestseller rank is really low, and then it picks up again as you get back towards kind of April time. So that is almost a perfect example of how looking at the bestseller rank can show seasonality. The other thing on Camel is you can look at the price history, because what you don't want to do is go after a product that is currently being sold a good price that's currently profitable, only to find out that a couple of months later everyone likes to dump their price because it's out of season. So this will probably give us a good example of how that works with a seasonal product. And you can see here, as you'll get into, all right, let's take it back to the 1 year view again rather than on the 5 year view. So as we get to May, pricing picks up a little bit, kind of 26, 27 pound area, stays like that. Then as you get to October, November, they've dropped the price down to, well, the lowest point was £12.55, and then it kind of picks back. They did pick their price back up quite early that time, but it shows you that, again, seasonality in the pricing. And sometimes you might see some random peaks in these graphs. Sometimes it's to do with people not wanting to go out of stock, so they'll put their price right up to stop them going out of stock. And sometimes on the BSR graph, you'll see sudden drops, and that's where they've accidentally gone out of stock, which has tanked their BSR and it's dropped right down. So that's a good free extension. It's DS Amazon Quick View. Like I say, it's a free extension, or you can get the paid version for $12.99. I'll put a link down below. It's not an affiliate link. It's just quite a good extension, and I've been using it quite often. The second thing I would then do is confirm that trend on Google Trends. So just go to trends.google.com. I'll put in inflatable swimming pools, like so. And obviously, as we're in the UK, make sure you change that from the United States to the United Kingdom. And we'll see what the stats show. So you can see there a very big peak starting last June, flew up, must have been hot last June and July in the UK. Then a few peaks in July, and as we get into end of August, then it just flatlines again. And you can see it's flatlined for the entire, well, autumn, winter and spring really, and only started to pick back up at the end of May, because we did have a hot couple of weeks this May, so that's why it's picked back up again. So that's just really confirmed the seasonality there for that product. So far we found the product, we've run it through Jungle Scout in the previous videos, we've tracked it in the previous videos, and we're now looking at the seasonality. The next thing I want to do is see whether we can actually get this product at a decent price point to see whether it's going to be profitable. So let's take a look at the products at Amazon. Just take a look at the images first. So when we see these on Alibaba, we can kind of try and match them up to get a rough idea of costs. So I'm just taking a quick look through. Okay, so I'm going to go onto Alibaba now to see if we can get a rough idea of what we might be paying for these products. So let's look for something that we may have already seen. So this one looks quite familiar to what we just saw on the other page. So we've got the Easy Set above ground swimming pool, which I think is what Amazon, yeah, Intex Easy Set pool. So I'll tell you what, let's make this easier. Let's change that to Easy Set pool. Easy Set pool. Then it's a better way of comparing, isn't it? We'll scroll down until we find a very similar product. So there we go. Intex. Actually, I think that one is the Intex one there. Is what that, yeah, it's actually got the same logo on it. So let's click. So I'm clicking on trends. There we go. Let's click on one of these. Well, let's have a quick look at the price point there. So $3.76 to $45, $17.60 to $34. So I'm just going to go into Amazon. I'm presuming this has got lots of size variations. Yeah, there we go. So we got some very big differences in size. So predicting the price of this product might be trickier. You know, if you're selling a product and it comes in 1 or 2 sizes, it's a lot easier to get a good guide from just looking briefly on Alibaba as to what you might expect to pay. Whereas when the product sizes vary this much, obviously the bracket is quite big. So just to finish one off though, we click onto one of these and see what they're saying. So I say free, just under $4 to $45 per piece. And these are all of the ones they do. So if we just pick the smallest one, which is the 183, and assume, I'm just going to say assume because we'd always contact the suppliers to verify, assume this is the one that's just under $4, and then go back to Alibaba, and we want one which is, they've got a combination of metric and imperial here. Let's try and figure it out. So 6 feet by 20 inches. We can just quickly, let's do 6 feet in centimeters. Google, what is it? And that will tell us. So 6 feet is 182, and the one we were looking at, the base one, was 183. So pretty much, so the 6 foot one there, the 6 foot pool, is the equivalent to the 6 foot by 20 inch pool here. So on Amazon it's selling for £18, and on Alibaba we can probably source it for, if it is the bottom part of the bracket, around the $4 mark. So you can then use that to roughly run your figures and see what your potential profit margins might be. But like I say, always, if you are serious about a product, always contact some suppliers, ask for some, you know, some quantity orders. So how much for 300 units, 500 units, or 1,000 units, and so you can actually be confident about what your profit margins are going to be. And then when you're happy, that's when you proceed to order in a sample. And just one more step I use for verification, just to check what the FBA fees are going to be. So just go onto Google, put in FBA calculator. If you're in the UK, make sure you click on the .co.uk link and not the .com link. So click on the FBA UK calculator. Then we go and take the product from Amazon. We pick out the ASIN, so that digit there between the two forward slashes, and we copy and paste that, or cut and paste it like I just did. Put it in there, and that will load those product details. Which not only is it great for actually seeing the FBA fees, but it also tells you exact dimensions and the product weight as well, although obviously you can get those through Jungle Scout. So the item price, we know they were selling it at $18.89, so let's put it in, $18.89. You can put in a delivery to Amazon fee, but what I like to do is I roll in my delivery costs into my overall cost. So if I bought 500 units and it's $500 shipping, I'll just allocate an extra $1 per product. So say it cost it was $4 for the product, say maybe a couple of dollars for fees, and $1 for shipping as well, or probably more. You know, it's just example. So they we managed to source this product for say £7. Let's we'll put the £7 in the calculator. Then Amazon will tell us they're going to charge us £2.83 for selling it, and then they're going to charge us another £3.87 for fulfilling that order. So in this example product that's selling for $18.89 that we're sourcing at £7, we would make a profit of £12.19. Now obviously your profit margin isn't going to be that when you take into things like customs, import fees, VAT, your pay-per-click costs and stuff like that. That won't be the case, but it's just to give you a guide so that you can make sure that when you're ordering samples that it's actually worth paying for the samples for, you know, before you understand what your profits, or at least loosely what your profits are going to be before you start spending money. So that is pretty much the additional steps I take to verify whether a product is worth getting involved in. The next step I would take is to contact all of the Alibaba people requesting prices. I'll send them. What I'll do is in the next video I'll show you the kind of the template I use. This isn't one from online. This is one I've developed myself. I'll show you that in the next video, and just talk you through kind of my experience of going through the sample process. So I hope you found this video useful. If you use any additional product verification techniques, please share them and I'll share them on the channel. Please like the video, and if you like, subscribe as well.